Hello YouTube, it's Ryan again. I'm here with another video, and we are going to look at doing sway bar in-link or stabilizer links. Now these connect the sway bar to the control arm of the vehicle that they're in. Many vehicles use this. This is that 99 Beetle from the previous video. This is pretty much it, man. This is good stuff. It looks like hell, but it runs pretty good, and it's slowly getting better. So what we're doing is we're here to replace that sway bar end link. And yes, if you've noticed the problem, it is broken off, and it is not supposed to be that way. Basically, all you need is for this bolt right here. That is a 10mm Allen key. I have this here. I believe this is just some generic brand. It's called Clutch. Got it offline. It's actually been really nice. They fit snug. They don't have much play. They're in really good shape. The next thing you're gonna need is on the back side of this. That is a 16mm nut. So I put my 16mm breaker bar on it, socket with breaker bar, and then I'm gonna take. Oh, look at you! Oh, you're gonna be difficult, aren't you? Okay, all right, that's fine. We can do this. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna take the 16mm off. Slide that back on there. We're gonna take the ratchet and put it on the back of the 16mm, and then we're gonna take the breaker bar, because it has a much lower profile head, and we are gonna try and fit it in. Oh, booger. We're gonna try and fit it in here where the other one. There we go. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. No, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Let's see if we can back off the nut. Oh man, that joker's tight. A lot tighter than it should be. There we go. Now we've gotten somewhere. Alright, now what we can do is we can take and lay that right there and put our arm on it. And at our leisure, go ahead and undo this here bolt. Once we get the nut off the back, the link will slide right out, no problem. It is a fairly long bolt, so this is a fairly small intermediate job. Oh, there went the nut. Now we should be able to just, boom, look at that. Oh, it fell. And that's what we end up with. Broken stabilizer link, sway bar in link, if you'd rather. I'd rather say sway bar in link. These are plastic. Again, this is a 99 Beetle, so it's based on the Mk4 Golf and Jetta. This is a very typical problem. A very typical problem. While we're here, we will go ahead and take our 16mm again, put it on that bolt, and this one usually has some good torque on it. Oh yeah, there we go. But you know, a little bit of elbow grease and it breaks right loose. And there we go. Let that fall off. At this point, you take your new one, undo the brand new nut, and this is a lock washer. It's not a pinch. It's a lock nut, not a pinch nut. Basically, just get it right on in here. Put the nut on the back side. Get it nice and started. You don't have to tighten it down at first, because you don't know if it's gonna reach properly, and you notice it's just a little bit off kilter. So you'd have to pull down a little bit to get it started. But once you've got it started, it'll hold its position. And anytime you're dealing with the sway bar, it's best to just jack both of the tires, both of the front or both of the rear tires off the ground, because the sway bar connects the two sides, and if one wheel is on the ground, pushed up into the fender well, the sway bar is going to be trying to push up into the fender well. And when you remove the weight off of the opposite side, or whatever side you're jacking up, when the weight is removed from that side, the sway bar will tend to stay up because it's connected to the other wheel, which is still up inside of the fender well, pushing up on the sway bar. So it's essential to make this easy on yourself to jack up the entire front or the entire rear of the vehicle. Now, I'm not actually going to tighten this thing up all the way, just because I still have to pull the control arm out, but I am going to leave this here to dangle, because the sway bar is not actually going to be in the way of what I'm doing. But that's pretty much it. You put the bolt in, you tighten them up. I don't know the exact specific torque that's supposed to go on these things, but as a backyard kind of guy that does this at home, doesn't work at a shop, doesn't have access to torque specs and stuff like that, I put a good solid tighten on stuff. And when I say good solid tighten, I mean make it hand tight, and then a half, maybe a full turn if it'll allow it. Just crank on it until it's good and snug. Don't put 500 foot-pounds of torque on something and snap the bolt off. That's not what you want to do. But just make sure it's good and tight. The sway bar doesn't move much. It's the way it's constructed, it's fairly straightforward. Once this is tight, this here actually has like a spacer on the back that'll meet up to the sway bar, and the nut on the back will apply torque to this piece directly. The bushing part of it, will actually move around and do what it's supposed to do, and that's what it's designed to do. But I hope you guys found this video helpful. There's definitely going to be more to come. I've got to pull the CV axle out. I think it's going to be my next video. Just trying to get some information out there to some of the do-it-yourself guys that can't afford to take their car to a shop, can't really afford to sit and wait for a shop's, potential 2 to 4 week adventure on, what you need, depending on what you need. I've been at the mercy of shops a great many a times, just from lack of having specific tools. There's not many repairs I can't do, but because I'm not fully shop equipped with my equipment, there are only a handful of things that I can actually do. So, in consideration, anything you're going to see on this channel is all going to be about the do-it-yourself. No real power tools, not unless it's absolutely necessary, obviously. But everything done by hand, everything done in a driveway. I don't have some fancy shop. You notice the car is on jack stands. I don't have some fancy lift. It's just a house, a driveway, and a car. So, if you have any questions about anything, or you want to see a specific video, please, by all means, comment below. Tell me what you thought. Like and subscribe. And I guess this is it for this video. Thanks, and hope to see you soon.